When you gotta go, you gotta go. But you can't go here anymore. There hasn't been a public toilet here for years. So where can you go to spend a penny in Sale nowadays? You can spend a penny here if you wish, but it's free. And that's another qualification for today's video. Public toilets are nothing new. The Romans had public toilets back before Christ was a boy. The word latrine or latrina in Latin was your own personal toilet in your house. Public toilets were called foricae. They were often attached to public baths, and the water that ran out was used for flushing. They had sticks with a sea sponge attached to one end. That's what they used for loo roll, and they all used the same ones. Now, if that's not gross enough, sometimes you might pick it up the wrong way around, and that's where we get the expression shit end of the stick. The public toilet as we know it first appeared at the Great Exhibition in 1851. They called it a monkey closet. Over 800,000 people paid a penny to experience this new marvel. Thus the expression spend a penny was born. They received a clean seat, a towel, a comb, and a shoe shine. I wonder what you get for your 2 cents worth. It eventually caught on and they started appearing all over the country. Of the nearly 1 million pennies paid at the Great Exhibition, only 28 were for the women's lavatory. Feminine modesty of the time preempted curiosity and physiological necessity. Women feared to enter a public toilet lest they be seen as vulgar. There are over 17,000 adults to every public toilet in this country today. I know you guys like to queue, but I think a queue that long would put anyone off. As far as public toilets go in Sale, we're doing relatively pretty good. According to Trafford Council, we have the most public toilets in Trafford by far. Now, I can't really justify going into the ladies' toilets here, but that might be a bit of karma. The first toilets in Victorian Britain were gentlemen only, such as the one in front of the town hall. This made any prolonged excursion outside the home difficult for women. The suffragettes called it a urinary leash. Women that wanted to travel had to plan their route. If she wanted to leave home, she couldn't go much farther than places where family and friends lived. Women could only travel as far as their bladders would allow them. I grew up in a small town, and there weren't any public toilets. The first one I remember was in the Babylon Mall in St. John's, and you pays to pee at the mall. Now, these weren't public toilets per se. I'm not including those in this survey. Anyway, I asked my cousin where the toilets were. He pointed them out and said, "But you have to pay. But you can slip under the door or use a credit card." And that confused me. I was probably 10 or 11 and didn't have a credit card. Not too many adults had one back then. What he meant was you could jimmy the lock with a plastic card. I don't know if you had those type of toilets here. Each stall had a mechanism to put a coin in to gain entry. And they all had those stupid, terrible doors that only cover half the opening. Now, contrary to what you might think, I detest public toilets. I only use them as a last resort. But we all need them. More and more public toilets disappear every year. There's no legislation requiring them and little to no funding to support them. The access to toilets is recognized as a basic human right by the UN. It's not something you see often in North America. Now again, I'm making a distinction here. I'm not talking about toilets like the ones in Sainsbury or a pub you can visit, but free public toilets. One of the most challenging things about travel is finding toilets, especially when you have children or elderly with you. Sites like the Great British Toilet Map are really helpful, although there are a few missing on the map of sale, so if you want to do a preemptive strike and add them, please do. We're pretty lucky in Sale to have our beautiful parks. Now it is the beginning of March, so you're certainly not seeing them in their glory today. But it's a great thing that they have facilities like public toilets. It's unfortunate that they aren't always open, but of course there are those idiots who would abuse a situation like that. Public toilets are often victim to antisocial behavior. We do have to be vigilant though. It's an easy thing for councils to close them down when trying to balance a budget. The access to public toilets is a deciding factor for some people on whether they visit a place or not. Having a relative abundance of public toilets could make us the first to lose them. Well, this is fantastic. I didn't even know this place existed. It's a little pitch and putt golf course. That's fantastic. Definitely be coming back here. And they have a public toilet as well. So you can come and spend a day here playing pitch and putt. Fantastic. If we don't lose them altogether, the next best thing for a council is to make them pay toilets. This scandal has been dubbed appalling by the British Toilet Association, which says public toilets are in crisis and rapidly vanishing. Many Brits are being forced to spend a penny as councils scrap free public toilets and insist we pay to use the loo. This means poorer families, the elderly, pregnant, and those with medical conditions can feel barred from public life and prisoners in their own homes. Let's hope we don't start going backwards on these things. But then again, the Romans and Victorians could meet these basic needs, so maybe we should. Last but not least, Sale Water Park. We had to drive over the other day because I didn't have time to do it on bicycle. So check out Sale Water Park's public toilets and check out our webpage, wickedacorn.com. And don't forget to subscribe. It's free. Sale Water Park. Public toilets. They have a ladies and a gents and a disabled toilet. So let's go have a look. It's quite close to closing time. I think they close at 3:30. Let's see if it's open. According to the Trafford Council website, the standard opening times for the toilets are Monday to Friday between the hours of 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The toilets are closed at weekends, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and New Year's Day. Now that's unfortunate. That's when we like to visit our parks, especially weekends. The toilets are serviced, which means they are cleaned and checked for cleanliness. The opening of the public toilets is not a statutory function of the council. We are committed to providing the best possible standard of service, but on occasion it may not be possible to open the toilets due to staff absence. We understand the closing of the toilets during the working day is frustrating and apologize for any inconvenience this may cause.